Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, fellow freedom warriors, light workers, soul family. Allow me to introduce our next speaker, Nadja Kampenkel. Did I sound it
Yeah,
right?
just say Nadja.
Nadja. Nadja began her professional life as an engineer and environmental manager, building strong and successful career in the corporate world. But everything shifted in 2020 when Australia's strict COVID restriction upended daily life. She and her husband made a bold decision in 2022 to leave behind the family, relocate to Romania, and open themselves to new possibilities. Behind that decision was a deeper personal journey Nadja had long been dream, dream of to alternative medicine and the idea that true health begins with personal responsibility, not outsourcing our well-being to others, but learning how to support the body's natural ability to heal. That curiosity evolved into conviction in the mid 2024 when she was introduced to the LifeWave X39 patches and experienced firsthand the power of the phototherapy. The results were transformative that it changed the direction of her life once again. Today, Nadja is dedicated to sharing this innovative technology with others, empowering people around the world to take back ownership of their health and their freedom, just as she did. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our next speaker, Nadja Kampenkel.
Mhm. Hello, everyone, and thanks, Pillow, for the kind introduction, and thank you all for your curiosity to explore how you could reclaim your health in 3 seconds a day. We'll watch a short 3-minute video first, then I'll unpack the facts, the science, and then Sally Ann, who's joining us from New South Wales via Zoom today, will show you how this could fit into your world. The LifeWave X39 patch, as mentioned, landed in my life in June 2024. My dear friend Esther Lida called me when I was living in Romania because she and her husband had an amazing experience with this product and wanted to share it with me because she knew of some of the health challenges I was experiencing. I decided to give it a go because nothing really had helped me in the long run. And this was right up my alley. Light therapy, self-healing, no drugs, nothing goes into my body, and a business opportunity. She had my attention. And there was a money back guarantee for the product, so nothing to lose. I started using the patches straight away. My energy levels and mental clarity increased within days. Within 2 months, I noticed some other surprising wins. My plantar fasciitis that had plagued me for years finally resolved. A knee injury I had sustained about 9 months ago also resolved after 3 months. I also did a heavy metal test and a live blood analysis to set the baseline. And after using the product for 6 months, I noticed, or like I did another test, another heavy metal test, and the results had nearly halved for most of the metals, which didn't only surprise me, but also my doctor. I've just redone the live blood analysis, and I'm happy to share with you that my blood is also healthier than it was 15 months ago before I started using the patches. A big scar I had on my forearm also healed. And after a year, my migraine that I've been suffering for nearly 30 years finally started occurring less frequently. So after witnessing those changes on me, I knew I had an obligation to share this with everyone, especially with the freedom-loving community. So here's what we'll cover today, what this variable light therapy is and how it signals your body, the key studies behind it in plain English, real-world ways to use it for sleep, energy, recovery, and health aging, and how to get started, plus simple next steps if you're curious. As you watch it, jot down your questions after the video and the talk. After the video, I'll zip through a few slides. So here comes the video. Please meet David Schmidt. David Schmidt is the CEO and founder of LifeWave and the inventor behind this amazing technology. He's a lifelong inventor and has more than 200 patents, many in the regenerative science space. If you have any idea how hard it is to even get one patent, then you would understand the full extent of actually acquiring 200 patents. So he's done an amazing job. Early in his career, he developed non-drug technologies for performance and recovery, including projects that supported US military needs. In 2008, he shifted his focus to the big opportunity he saw in stem cell signaling. Fast forward a decade of R&D and about $4.5 million US later, and the X39 patch was created. In simple terms, he built a light-based signal that the body recognizes so your own systems can get back to work. We'll unpack the how in plain English shortly. My takeaway for you is this: there's a real person behind this, real IP, and a long runway of research and patents, as well as an accomplished, successful company. This isn't a fad, it's focused innovation. As we go into the science, keep one question in mind. If my body understood the right signal, what could improve for me first? Sleep, energy, recovery, or health aging? Here's the page that screams opportunity. What you see here is an excerpt from the LifeWave patent for X39 issued in 2020. In plain English, it describes embodiments where elevating a natural copper peptide that we have already in our bodies, GHK-Cu, is linked with things like stem cell activation, energy improvements, and antioxidant support. What does it mean for us? There's protected IP, published patents, and a growing body of studies on how the signaling works. This method is patent protected, through to 2040. Which helps safeguard the signal design, and so it can't be copied, and there's nothing else like this out there. So a quick question to you all. How many of you know that your stem cells slow down in activity as we get older? So a quick show of hands, please. Yeah. Then depending on the... Yeah. So yeah, as expected, most of you probably don't know. I didn't know before I started using the patches that our stem cells decline with age. So here's a quick refresher. Stem cells are our body's repair team. They help maintain every tissue we got in our amazing body. As we get older, the team gets slower and quieter. The figures you see here are commonly referenced to describe how activity can decline with age. The big idea is simple: less signaling, slower repair. What makes X39 interesting is the signaling piece. Nothing is put into you when using the patch. It uses light to remind your body to elevate the natural GHQ-Cu peptide. That peptide is linked with healthy repair pathways, including stem cell activation. That's what took a decade of R&D and around $4.5 million to bring to market. So think of it like turning back the light on at a workshop so the crew can see what to fix first. So as we've seen, most people don't even know their stem cell activity winds down with age. And at the same time, so many families are stretched. Time poor, budget tight. LifeWave basically gives us two practical levers. Support the body's own repair signal with light-based patches. More energy often results in doing more. Build a home-based, leveraged income stream with a community that shows you how. Who is this for? It's for the change makers, visionaries, dreamers. It's for families who'd rather eat dinner together than pass like ships in the night, school drop-off without a dash, or simply having the financial freedom to travel. Whatever it might be for you, the sky is your limit. So how does it actually work? Think about the sun. We get told we are told to get sunshine because when light touches our skin, it kicks off a natural process that helps our body to make vitamin D. The light is the signal. Your body does the work. This technology is similar in principle. Our bodies basically emit light all day. We are basically infrared beings. The X39 patch reflects specific wavelengths back to the skin. That light says, hey body, elevate GHK-Cu, which is a copper peptide we already make. Your body does the rest naturally, just like the vitamin D. So I get sometimes asked, can it help with X, Y, and Z? Everybody's body is different. Early changes people often report are better sleep, a calmer nervous system, a little more get up and go, and improvements in how they bounce back after activity. Bigger shifts tend to show up with consistency. Body stem cells seem to know best where to go first. The rule of thumb is if you decided to give it a go, give it a fair runway. A month for each decade of life is a useful check-in point. If you're 60, give it around 6 months before you judge it. My personal approach is a 12-month commitment. Nearly 15 months on, I still notice positive shifts in my body bone. Support the signal, very important. Hydrate, mineralize, eat enough protein, move, and prioritize sleep. These basics will amplify results. So these are the kinds of changes people in our international community often report with consistent use. I could tell you stories for hours, and you can watch many, many testimonials on our YouTube channel or join a live testimonial session that is held every fortnight on a Monday. But that's the truth. I've seen enough real life stories and real life shifts to feel a responsibility to share this with everyone I know. Again, changes vary from person to person. So it's important to take before photos where possible, sunspots, scars, skin tags, and use our health tracker so you can actually see progress rather than guessing. Let's talk about the long game now. All of us have stem cells. As we learned, as we age, the activity quietens. With consistent signaling, studies and case reports suggest encouraging shifts over time. In the first weeks, researchers observed changes in gene expression linked to repair. You may not feel that on day one, but you don't feel the patch for it to be working. You don't need to feel the patch for it to be working. You didn't feel your stem cells going quite either, right? In brain studies, patterns look more balanced. In real life, people report feeling calmer, more joyful, even start singing in the car again. The recovery stories keep coming. Many people also report getting back to normal life faster after life bumps. Everyone's different, yet the trend is consistent. Collagen is a big one too. Think of collagen as your body's scaffolding. It sits mostly outside the cells and helps form skin, bones, tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and the linings of blood vessels and organs. When signaling supports healthy collagen pathways, people often notice skin quality first, then comfort and resilience. And heart health, absolute big one. In small company-sponsored studies, biological age markers for the heart trended younger after 6 months. That grabbed my attention as well. You won't feel your heart age changing the same way I didn't feel internal shifts like my migraine or inflammation resolving or that my blood improved. This is inside-out work. So here's my encouragement. Be patient, track simple markers, give your body time to remember how to repair. The damage didn't start in 1 month or 2 either, did it? How to wear it? Very simple. Use the suggested placements either behind the neck or under the belly button. Rotate locations from one day to the other. You can also wear it on a spot near the area you want support for. Clear, dry skin is best, and hydrate throughout the day. Very important. Light signaling loves good hydration. And habit stack it. Brush teeth in the morning, pop the patch on, brush teeth at night, take it off. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. As you need to give your body time to repair and rejuvenate. Very simple. Testimonies of X39 are emotional and sometimes life-changing and make me often cry. As mentioned, you can watch many of those on our YouTube channel or join a live testimonial session. But I've brought 3 people with me today who want to share their stories with you as well. So let me introduce first Estelita. And yeah, welcome Estelita. And yeah, please, if you want to share your testimonial with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadja. Um, how I got into LifeWave is it was shared to me in 2024. At that time, or before that, back, let's go back in 2023, late 2023, I had shingles. The shingles healed fast, but the pain continues. And by the time I got into LifeWave, it was shared by my friend Lisa because he knows that I'm still suffering with pain. The pain started at the beginning, this was before the patch, is 10 out of 10 or sometimes 11. It's like your chest is being drilled to the bone. That was the pain. By the time I started actually with LifeWave, it's 5. It falls between 5 and 7. But the main problem that I did not notice, but I know it was there, is the sensitivity of my skin. I have to wear my clothes. I have to reverse it because anything like this, it it's irritate me. And if I wear socks, I have to do the same. I have to reverse it. Okay. So when we started, my husband, he'll tell his story. We both have a problem. The first 4 nights, deep sleep. That's for me, both of us actually. But what I noticed is all of a sudden I can shower and I didn't have to reverse my clothes. So it's subtle. I know it's subtle, but I noticed that because I work on my body for a while. But it continues. So I mentioned collagen because collagen is the structure of our body. And like I explained my pain. So I gave my body a chance to slowly increase that collagen to repair the nerve. Today, it's kind of, I observe it, it's like layers and layers and layers. I hardly notice it, but I know it's still fixing it. So that's just one. I'll give it to Tony. Thank you. Oh, can I add some more? Yeah, sleep, and I'm not too reactive. Like I calm down. My nervous system has calmed down, really calmed down, and it was noticeable. That's it.
Thank you, Tony. Do you want to share your testimony with us, please, and with the audience?
You're talking to me. Oh, there you're all muted. During the time before Estelita found the LifeWave patches, I was having trouble going up steps. Even a few steps, I was just running out of breath, running out of strength. And that was carried on for a few months. And it was slowly getting worse. But after finding the patches, 4 days afterwards, I was able to go out into the garden and do some gardening, which I'd been putting off because I didn't have the energy to go out and do anything. So that was the biggest thing I noticed just after 4 days. I was able to go out and do that. And about 6 months in, about this time last year, I had lung congestion and a cough, getting rid of phlegm. That was what you call a Hexheimer response, is a clearing out. And since then, my breathing has been considerably better. And that's the biggest part of what I've noticed. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Tony. Yeah, much welcome. And then, yeah, we hear from Catherine as well. So then, yeah, I hand over to Sally Ann. Welcome, Sally Ann. Thanks for
Thank,
joining us online today.
thank you, Nadja. I wanted to be there in person, and I'm a bit sad that I couldn't, but flights just did not align with family commitments. So thank you for having me. My name is Sally Ann Kearns. I'm a practicing functional nutritionist, and I feel really gracious to have such an emerging group of leaders like Nadja and Esther Leda and Catherine and Tony in Western Australia, because these are people that have not only really pioneered this technology, but they're leaders in their own right that have a real vision for healing humanity after not only the trauma that we experienced in 2020, but also the physical outcomes that we know a lot of people compromised with the world events. So I just want to say thank you to these beautiful humans for sharing their testimony. And when this technology came into my world, if I'm really truthful, I was not looking for another business. I was attracted to the mechanism of the technology purely as a prayer answered for my husband's back pain. He had debilitating back pain. We were, at the time, we had a 4 and a 6-year-old children, a farm, a regenerative farm, a cooperative that we were running, and life was really busy, but my husband could not get out of bed. And it triggered a deep fear in me because I'd had a partner that had suicided from back pain. So all of this fear and anxiety came up around what was the life going to look like. And my beautiful friend Misha in Mudgee rang me and she said, Sally Ann, I know you're a practitioner, you have a heart for healing humanity, and I really think that this technology is going to serve you and your clients. And to be honest, at the time, I wasn't thinking about my clients. I was just thinking about, how is this technology going to change the health of my husband? And we took the punt, we ordered the patches, and if I was really truthful, I didn't really expect them to do much, because I thought, how can this tiny little Band-Aid looking thing create this transformation? But I did trust, and I knew there was a money back guarantee, so my friend wouldn't find out if I asked for it back. But lo and behold, we put the technology on my husband, and his discomfort level went from 8 out of 10 to 3 out of 10 in the first day. By the end of the first 7 days, his pain was 1. And that really actually got my attention. It was from that moment of witnessing this transformation that I recognized, hey, I've got something really special here. And there wasn't a lot of available resource in Australia because it was so new to the Australian market 3 years ago. But what I will say is that now we have lots of different resources. So as you can see on this slide, you can go to thisisit.info.com. There's a homepage, patents, doctor studies, you name it. If you can do a 4-hour dive just on how LifeWave got started, how the divine invention of David Schmidt came to life, and why it's a direct selling model. But I actually think that this is a solution to a problem that we're not aware of. And the problem is that the cost of living crisis is amplifying. Our children's children perhaps won't even have the same opportunities that we had to buy their first home. They'll be in apartments and they won't have that block of land. And what I love about LifeWave is that it is a 20-year-old company. We have a scenario where it's already got a huge runway and it has that integrity. With the advent of the X39 patch, the turnover, sorry, this is on the next slide, the turnover of the organization went from $20 million, which is when this technology was birthed in 2022, it plussed $300 million US because of the X39. It's the 39th iteration of technology to achieve this, which is why it's called the X39. And we are on track to closing out 2025 at $1 billion. We've experienced a 3,000% growth since 2018, and no one's even heard about it yet. So we're just getting started and it screams opportunity. On the next slide, we can see here that number one, we are the number one in momentum at home-based business. This looks at all businesses in the direct selling category. We're the fastest growing company in the world in direct selling. And for the last 2 years, we've been ranked number one for number one momentum out of over 700 entries. Now, this is pretty exciting. I feel like there's a real sort of a changing of the tide, if you wish. People are wanting to take this this wealth out of the large corporations and organizations into the pockets of mums and dads and families. And this is the beginning of something exciting. So on the next slide, the thing that excites me about this, before I became a practitioner, I had a 25-year career in a real estate agency that I owned in Darlinghurst in Sydney, and I was always helping small businesses start. And there was a huge financial risk for these small businesses to really get going. And what I love about LifeWave and the system that's been created to us, for us, should I say, is that it is duplicatable. You can literally start, you can plug in, you can start watching the training, and everything is there for you to win alongside these incredible leaders that you can see today in front of you, Nadja, Estelita, Catherine, and Tony, who really have a vision to just grow this exponentially, and they're here to help you. So with there's a lot of opportunity now for us to earn. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it is simple. It's a runway of a compensation plan with a really integral model of technology that is only just the start of the line. This company is not going anywhere. So on the next slide, when you scan this, if you take a bit of a breath and just what's going on for you? I know for us at the time, it was huge, the pressure. We had some financial pressure and we had the health pressure. Everything else was pretty cruisy. But I know that there's always something that keeps us awake at night. And so which one would you love? Do you want some more time with your family? Are you doing shift work and you're just feeling like that's not sustainable for your age? Are you in your 50s and 60s and feel like perhaps the career that you're currently doing won't take you into your 70s, which is our new retirement age? I think it was 68. It just got announced. Do you want to travel more? Do you want better health? Would you like to get that money monkey and that debt off your back so you can say, see you later to the larger institutions that are controlling us? And so here's the good news, right? Everything we've shown you today points us towards those outcomes. And it's not overnight. I've been doing this for 3 years. I haven't bought a Ferrari yet, not that that's my goal. But I will say that there are simple steps done together that create true momentum. And I feel really honoured to be partnering with LifeWave and David Schmidt's vision. There's a documentary coming out on him actually later this year by Mickey Willis, who did The Plandemic. So they've actually done a documentary on David Schmidt, and it will be viewed free to air, I suspect, through, well, not free to air because it's a subscription model, but it will be available to us. And we're very excited about hearing, I guess, hearing David Schmidt's story and LifeWave's story through Mickey Willis's lens as a creator of a truth teller. So next slide, we'll start to see here, we've got these conventional businesses, and this is like, I just helped a gym get started. The rent was circa 200K. The bond was 50,000 plus GST. There was a minimum of 150,000 for their fit out. They paid $75,000 in consultants and 10 grand to have the place insured. That was even before they had made a dollar. That in these conventional models now, there's a high startup risk, a cost, lots of risk, lots of stress. This couple nearly fell apart at the end. Long hours, no holidays, trial and error, learning curve, and limited earning potential, really, because you're only managing the captive market in the bricks and mortar radius. And LifeWave, when I think of it as a business model, I think, gosh, this is insane. We've got an opportunity to start on a credit card. There's no risk because there's a money back guarantee. It's stress-free. You get to bless others with health transformations. And essentially, you're making your own schedule. So it does require a little bit of discipline. That's why you have your coaches who are in the room to help you. We've got the proven system and the mentorship. And really, the earning potential is unlimited, which is very exciting because as you grow from this model, it really does give you the elevated leverage. So I will say Danny McDaniel, who has been in direct selling for nearly 30 years, says there's only 2 negatives in network marketing: the low startup costs and that there's no risk. So most people start, but then they quit because it's too easy. There's not enough, I guess, at stake. So the next slide shares with us the ways to get started. These are the packs that frame you to win. in the business while you're trialing the technology on your loved ones and yourself. So I guess in terms of translation, this is in US dollars, but to give you a rough idea, we're looking at approximately $500 odd for this core pack. The advanced pack here is about $920, inclusive of GST and shipping. The 6 Advanced Plus is about $1,660, and Premium is just under $3,000. Now, it is a subscription model, and whilst you're deciding, hey, is this something that I want to pursue as a business and start to find my words around sharing, I would highly encourage you to stay on a subscription monthly. And what this does is it essentially puts money in a little piggy bank, like points that give you the opportunity to actually pull that out as cash when you're ready to either pay for your own product or alternatively use as a sort of direct scenario. So that's the model. If you're wanting to look into some of the systems and a little bit more of the information, you'll see there's websites on the next page. And look, our heart with this is really simple. We don't want anyone to be left behind, because we can see that there's a shift in the world and in this matrix, and that the old ways of doing life and business, it has to shift. It's not conducive for our health, for our physical health, and we just want to help you win. So we know that you're an adult, and we know that you know how to decide what's right for your family. We'll show you the cost-neutral pathways. We'll help you find a video that you can share that really hits to the hearts of others. And we've got all the framework and the systems to really help and leverage you to win. So I guess if you're unsure on what pack to pick, just speak to any of these brand partners that are helping you, and they will help you find the best place to get started. We are so excited to answer your questions and just to do this together. So you can go to thisisitteam.com, and it has our 10-step system. It's got everything that you need to know to start this as a business, should you choose to. But the two are not interconnected. You can just use the technology. You don't have to do the business. We're not going to force you or bully you in or coerce you into doing anything that you don't want to do. You are fully in control of your health and your wealth, should you choose to. So if you choose to join as a brand partner, you have these resources to share. And the This Is It information website will tell you all about the technology, the testimonies, etc., but it won't tell you how to buy, so that you really do have to circle back around to a brand partner here. And I guess at the end of the day, we all come here, learning about our health. And I can tell you right now that myself, Esther Leader, and I can probably speak for Nadja too, we weren't initially looking for a business opportunity, but what we uncovered was something really exciting, something that really kind of lit a spark in us. So today's session is really, we're looking for the change makers, the visionaries, the dreamers, and for the families who truly want more time together. And if that's you, take a breath, lean in. Here's what we're building: a freedom-based business with health, wealth in flow. We learn, we share, we duplicate, we keep it fun. There is true, real personal growth. I can tell you, I have had moments where this hasn't felt easy and I've wanted to give up. But then I realized that if it's not this, then what? Our vision is simple: healthy bodies, empowered families, leaders who serve, and that is the ripple effect. Let's change the frequency of the planet, starting in our homes. And if that speaks to you, come and see our executive team who are absolutely winning on the West Coast there. Excellent. Thank you. Oh, and just for the point of legals, we're going to just speak to a friendly disclaimer. So these products are general wellbeing support, and they are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results vary. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, or have had an organ transplant, or are in active cancer treatment, radiation, or chemotherapy, please consult your health professional and follow the company guidance. This is an earnings opportunity, not a guarantee. And income depends on your effort, skills, integrity, and customer volume. Always follow company policies, procedures, and local regulations for refunds and terms. See the latest policy in your back office. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's it. So yeah, please see us, come us, talk to us, or if you have any questions, like yeah, feel to ask them now in the wider group. Otherwise, yeah, see us directly after the session. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. So was it like we had 38 minutes plus we didn't start. I think we didn't start at 38. I think we started a little bit later, and then yeah, plus the 3-minute video and probably Catherine's 2 minutes. So yeah, so pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And we stop recording.
Yeah, you can start recording.